Hello, you amazing hackers. Hope you're all doing well today. We're going to start a little bit of bug bounty hunting on the OWASP juice shop. Now, this is, wow, already 5 viewers. Hey guys, nice seeing you. So I've set up a public instance that we can all use. I'm going to start up Firefox real quick, and I'm going to paste the link in the chat box as well. So let's do that real quick. There we go. That way you guys can follow along if you want to. Now I have Burp Pro installed, but I'm going to try to use none of the features of the Pro version. So if you have Burp Free, you should be able to follow. Now let's also start up Burp Suite, of course, because as you guys probably know, let me put this on a bigger window. I have my Firefox proxied through Burp, so we're going to need to have that started up, of course. By the way, can you guys hear me all right? That's very important, of course. Let's see, and then we're going to start a new project. There we go. Now the first thing we'll have to do, of course, is set our scope properly. That's really important that we set our scope properly. So we'll go to the target tab, we'll go to the scope tab, and then we'll use the advanced scope control. Now the advanced scope control allows us to use a regular expression instead of an actual URL, but I'm going to paste my URL in there anyway because this is what it has to match. So first things first, set our target scope correctly. Now I also know that there are some Google calls on there. I don't want Google in there, so I'm going to exclude Google from my scope. Alright, thank you Rip Girls. By the way, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them because of course I love interacting with you guys, and that's why I do all of this stuff. So if you want, feel free to also go to the ferret shop and open up Burp and set your target scope to the ferret shop. Now the first thing I want to do, of course, is I can see a whole lot of stuff in here. For example, I have a search function. I want to see if this value gets reflected. And as you can see, of course, when I type in something here, it gets reflected into here. So I'm going to start looking for reflected cross-site scripting first, because this is the low-hanging fruit, and I want to check the low-hanging fruit first, because of course it takes less effort. So I'm going to start by inserting an image tag in here. Now when I insert the image tag, you're going to see, let's see here, that it's not displayed on this page. So this is not going to work properly. Maybe I need to give it a source that's not correct. There we go. So when I use the image tag and I give it a source that gives it an error, you guys can see that I get an error image here. Now what I want to do, since my image is actually reflected and it gets translated into something I can do, I'm going to do a cross-site scripting attack, and a cross-site scripting attack requires that I use an event handler. So this image gives us an error, so I'm going to use the event handler on error, and I'm going to pop up a confirm box. There we go, and that's our first vulnerability, reflected cross-site scripting. Let me see if we have some chat messages. Not yet. Hey Asterix, great seeing you. How are you doing, man? So now that we have our reflected cross-site scripting, we'll go and look a little bit further. So maybe we want to make an account and see what we can do in here. So let's do that. We'll start by going to the login page. Not yet a customer, and we want to make an account. So let's make just a basic account. By the way, if you guys want, the link to this is in the description and in the chat. So you guys should be able to hack along. I'll make this instance available as well for a little time after. So I'm going to use a regular password in this case. I'm just going to use the email, that way I can copy and paste. It's a little bit faster. And a security question. There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to go look in Burp in my proxy exactly what I've sent. Now nothing, and that's because my proxy is not set up correctly. It's because I need to go first into my Firefox and I need to open my proxy settings and set them up correctly, of course. Otherwise I won't see anything. So there we go. Now let's log in with this account that I've made. There we go. We'll go back to Burp, and now as you can see, Burp is intercepting our traffic, so I want to put intercept off because I don't want to watch every single request one by one. I'll just watch it in here. But as you can see, what this did is it launched a race condition. I launched 3 requests, but when I put them in my interceptor, so I'm going to put an intercept on right now. What I'm going to do is click on add to the basket multiple times. Now I'm going to release my intercept, and when I look into the basket, it says that I added products into another basket, which is not correct. So even the juice shop has some issues. Oh, I did apparently add them into another basket because of a race condition. I have no idea why this happened, but when I add multiple items to the basket in my intercept and I let them through all at once, it triggers a race condition that adds them to another basket apparently. So that's really cool. Now what I also want to do, of course, is I want to go and look inside my burp HTTP history, see what I have in here. As you can see, there are a few requests that I can try to manipulate. First of all, I'm going to try to look for IDORs, so I want to make a post to another basket. Let's just say number 1 in here. Unauthorized invalid basket ID, this is pretty much normal. So this means the post request is not vulnerable. But what about the put request? So let's try put. Put gives us a server error, and it gives us an unexpected path. So this means we cannot use the put on here. Maybe I can do a get on a specific basket number. Let's see what this brings. This also doesn't work. What I can always try, of course, is just going to my basket, checking the proxy history, and as you can see, this is the URL that I need, so I'll send this to the repeater and try to get basket number 1, and there you go. I can see the content of a different basket. This is an insecure direct object reference. I'm not supposed to be able to get everyone's basket, and since the identifiers are just numbers like 1, 2, 3, etc., it's really easy to guess other people's baskets. Let me see real quick. Hey, Cursed Fate, how are you doing, man? Thanks, Desirok. It's really cool that you guys are watching. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I really like interacting with you. So next thing I want to try is maybe SQL injection. I'm going to log off now. I'm going to log in again. And as you can see, I already tried SQL injection. Now what this is saying is there's going to be a query in the background that says select blah blah blah, where email equals email and password equals password, and I'm going to manipulate the SQL query by inserting a single quote, and I'm going to just say or 1 equals 1. So 1 equals 1 is always true, and then whatever comes next, I'm just going to remove it by putting 2 comment signs in here. So everything behind these 2 dashes is going to be regarded as a comment, and everything before or 1 equals 1 is always true, so it's always going to log me in this case. And as you can see, we're logged into the administrator account. Now this is stuff I already knew, of course. So let's see if we can find anything else interesting. Maybe with the reviews, we can try posting a review. Let's submit this. Alright, we have our review. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my intercept tab. So let me see, burp. Proxy intercept on, and I'm going to try and like this a few times. Now of course it didn't like doing that. What I can just do is send this to the repeater and see if I can repeat this. So as you can see, there are 2 likes now because I clicked twice, and I let my intercept stop my requests before I sent them to the server, but when I put intercept off, both requests went through at the same time. So that's a race condition, and I've been able to give this review 2 thumbs up, while I should only be able to give it 1, because if I try to click it again, as you can see, nothing changes. Now I've also sent this request to my repeater. I want to try it again. So as you can see, if I just did this through repeater, this wouldn't happen. So looking for race conditions can be really easy. All you have to do is go to your proxy, go to your intercept tab. I'm going to do this again so I can prove to you guys this works. So I'm going to submit my review, then I'm going to put my intercept on and click a bunch of times. Now I've been able to click 2 times, I think, so let's let these through. And as you can see, 2 likes, which is not supposed to happen. Really cool. I like doing this. Alright, maybe we can try some other stuff as well. When we write a review, maybe we can try manipulating that request. Let's see on our proxy, in our history tab. we made a put. We can of course manipulate this request as well. So we have a message and an author here. Let's try using our created account as author, and it's a 201 created, so we have another insecure direct object reference. Bam, that's really nice. So this is not supposed to happen, of course. Maybe we can try some other things like post. Post gives us an internal server error. We can of course do the get because we're supposed to be able to look at these reviews. Nothing else interesting with the reviews. I think maybe you guys can think of something. Hey Rob, how's it doing, man? Not really much. There will be a VOD available. Also, just real quickly, I'm going to put the link to what I'm hacking in the description and also in the chat. So if you guys feel like doing anything with that, please feel free. The instance is available. You can follow along with me. Hey, thanks Diego. That's really cool, man. So Cursed Fate, is there any way to get Burp Suite Pro for free? Yeah, if you're a pirate, Cursed Fate. But I wouldn't recommend that. Seriously, just try bug bounty hunting, get some money and invest in yourself. It's really worth it. Hey, thanks, Jasbir. Sorry if I butcher any of your guys' names, by the way. Thanks, man, it's no problem. I really like sharing this kind of stuff. So on to the next vulnerability that we can think of. Can you guys think of any vulnerabilities that we should try? I mean, you guys are seeing what we're doing here, so if you guys want to try anything, feel free. I can try whatever. Maybe we should try to clear someone else's basket. We haven't done that yet, so let's try that. See if we can delete a basket. I still have get API / basket item /1 in here, so I still have my request in here. I can always try just changing my method to delete. Delete is not allowed. One thing I can also show you guys is you can do an options call, and sometimes this options call will return what you can do, like get, post, delete, all of that kind of stuff. Now what I want to do is remove an item from my cart and see what happens. So we'll go back to the history, and as you can see we did get a delete call, so it should be possible somehow. Let's see if we can. It's a delete on a basket item, so this is a relative reference. This means that whenever you delete the basket items, it's going to look at the JWT token and it's going to delete the basket item number 2 from this specific user's basket. So that's why that's not working. Now maybe if we update the value, let's see. So I made an update here. It's not taking, so I'll click it again and a few times apparently. It's not working. They're out of stock, that's what's happening. So as you can see, all of the requests went through, but they're out of stock for all, and apparently it disappears from the cart then as well. Alright, so weird stuff. Now maybe let's see if you guys have any more ideas. No? So let's try something else. We can try looking for maybe some hidden stuff in here. So we'll fire up our let's fire up our terminal. There we go. And we'll start, let's clear this first. Let's go Nikto. So Nikto is a website vulnerability scanner that will help you find vulnerabilities in websites. So I'll start my scanner in the background. Maybe it'll find some hidden folders. One thing I always check, by the way, is robots.txt. As you can see, there's a disallow in here, so /ftp. Now when there's a disallow, that's always interesting for us hackers. So let's see here, we're coming to the FTP folder. We can try to download some files from here. As you can see, the MD files can get downloaded, but not the GG files. So let's see if we can manipulate that a little bit. Send to repeater. I've done an episode about this as well. I don't remember exactly, but you can use null bytes to manipulate this. I don't know exactly how it works anymore. I should probably look it up. Juice shop null byte file download. Oh, it's a challenge. Yeah, right. Sorry, I keep forgetting this is a challenge machine. So we can download these files, that's for sure, but I don't know how anymore. Now what I also want to do is maybe try searching something, see if I can get some reflected values in here, which I can't at the moment. What I also want to show you guys, by the way, is you have some cookies in here. What you can do, I did just the image source equals X and then the on error equals the confirm box, but in this confirm box of course I can also just place my document.cookie. There we go, this should work. Let's search, and as you can see, this gets all of your cookies. Now you can also send them to a server by just calling a get URL with the cookies as a parameter, and then you can log that request, and when you log that request you know which cookies have been called by the URL that has been called. So that's a way to take over cookies, for example. Let's see if Nikto's found anything yet. Not yet. Alright, let's see if we can do something else with this cool website. There's some side menus here. That's not interesting, I think. There's also a scoreboard, of course. There has to be an admin panel, so let's try a few administration. So we just tried a few random things, as you guys saw. Now what we're going to do is check out the JavaScript files. So we're going to go to the network tab, sorry, to the inspector tab. And here I'll just try to look at everything that's .js. So we'll see cookie consent, jQuery, runtime, and we have our main here. So I want to check this specific source code out. Let's just do it in this window. Now here I want to see if I have any admin calls, and as you can see /rest/admin is in here, so let's just paste that behind the URL, shall we? See where we get. Unexpected path, so that's not working. Try look on. We have some app administration here, title administration, participant host server, alright. So not really interesting. Maybe the other JavaScript file that we had was interesting. We also had a main es5.js. So we'll look again for some admin stuff in here. It all looks the same. Let's try and look for some paths maybe. Of course you're going to get a lot here. So we've got some paths. DC paths address /select, so there's also address functionality. Let's check out the account functionality itself right now. So what I got from here is that there's some address functionality. I want to check that out, so let's see what that can do for us. We can find it in here apparently. Let's try to add a new address for this account. Try to add a phone number. There we go, a zip code. Then a message, a city, and a state, and we'll go back to our burp. So we always want to look at what we did. Alright, now let's try and can we do some weird stuff with this? Not really, so we're not going to. We'll try and edit this. Alright, so we edited it, and as you can see, we've been able to do some stuff with it. Now let's see if we can find some insecure direct object references as well. Let's try and edit address 1, and we can edit address 1 as well, which is not really meant to happen. Maybe address 1 is meant to happen because you can see user ID is 1 in here, so maybe that was just a fluke and we were able to change this address. When we try it to 2, we can change it as well. So we've just updated the user ID, which means that when we just look at our saved addresses right now, we've been able to get some addresses for ourselves. I wonder what happens if we don't fill in any data. So if we just leave this empty and we'll try to get number 3, we can see, let's refresh this page. Nothing happened. Alright, full name, but we were able to get the details from here, so maybe we can just do a get as well. Yep, we can just do a get for all addresses, so we have an insecure direct object reference for addresses as well. But no, I'm sorry guys, I was wrong there. We don't have an insecure direct object reference. we do have one, of course, but not on the get. Because on the get, you can see that I was able to get address number 3, but that's only because the user ID has been assigned to me. If I now go and try to get address number 4, which user ID is not me, then I can't get that address. Now what I need to do is I need to put that address, and that's going to assign that address to my user ID, and now I can get that address. So as you can see, I've been able to take addresses from everywhere. I can get every single address in the database by first doing a put call to that address number 5 right now, and then doing a get call. I don't even need the get call actually, because the put already returns what I want to know. Now let's see here. Sorry if I don't read the chat for a while, by the way. Okay, I could put a review with your test email. Oh, cool, Rip Curls, nice. Hey, how's it going, Andy? Great having you, man. Alright, so as you can see, we've been able to run Nicto, and Nicto gave us maybe an interesting URL /public. So we'll try to look at this as well. /public. It's not really that interesting. We might be able to run GoBuster or anything other than that as well. Maybe we can delete somebody else's addresses as well. So as you guys can see, I always look for broken access control. It's really interesting for me. Let's see, send this to the repeater and try to delete address number 7. No, 7 is also ours. Let's try number 6. And as you can see, that's not an insecure direct object reference. Alright, so pretty cool. We've been able to get some address functionality from there. Now let's look at the order history maybe. Let's see what calls this made in the background just to get REST order history. Now as you guys can see probably, this URL, the Ferret shop URL in my browser goes to /order history, but when I look in my browser I can see a call to /rest /order history. I don't see that anywhere in my URL. That's because something that often happens is URL translation. So when I make this call in the background, an API call leaves for the rest /order history. Possibly interesting to know because everything you do in here is not obviously reflected all of the time. So let's see if we can track this order. Now this ID is pretty unique, so it would be pretty hard to see if we have an insecure direct object reference on this. But since the identifier is in the URL, what I'm going to do is just going to start a new private window, and I'm just going to paste the URL in there, see if it works. Now this I don't think this is supposed to happen. I'm not sure if you should be able to get your deliveries with unauthenticated, but it's something I would at least ask the people who are responsible, because it might not be intentional for this. Now there's also a print order confirmation, which doesn't work for me, so if it works for you guys, good. It doesn't really work for me. Now you can also write a review from here, but we've already tried that. Plus it also doesn't work from here. So let's see in the recycle bin if we have anything. We've got some addresses that we saved. I have no idea what this is, the request recycling box. We'll have to look at that later. Thank you for using our eco-friendly recycling self-service. We will send you a recycling box ASAP. So they are sending a recycling box to our address. That's what that was. Alright, good to know. So let's try something else. See if we have something more. For example, the payment options. Yes, that's a thing we can try. Let's see, we have some stuff in the basket. No, we don't. So let's add some stuff in there. Let's check the chat real quick. There we go. Alright, let's add this to the basket. Now let's check out the basket. Why isn't it working? The site is really slow. Let's see, this item maybe. I think I messed up my session again. So what I'm going to do is just log out. Going to log in again. Use my test@test.test email address. There we go. Now what happens sometimes with the juice shop and with any target that you're hacking is you might do some stuff that makes the sessions weird or makes you unauthorized for some reason. If that happens, just log out and log in again. Some websites are really annoying. They keep logging you out when you do anything, so yeah, you'll have to deal with that. Now I've put some things in my basket. I'm going to check them out. Let's quickly add our new address. Put a zip, there we go. City and state. There we go. Use this address. 1-day delivery. Now, as you can see, I don't have any money in my wallet, which is normal. I didn't put anything in there, but the button is disabled. So what would happen if we just enable this button? As you can see here, disabled true. Let's just put this to false. Oh, right. Let's just remove this entire value here. There we go. So let's pay with my wallet, which has no money, by the way. Alright, place my order and pay. There we go. I've been able to pay without money. That's always nice, of course. Let's see if we can get the confirmation order. There we go. Now I also want to try again for insecure direct object reference. Although this isn't just a sequential ID, it's still bad if I am able to get to it. So I'm going to open a new private window, and yes, I'm able to just download this URL. Now, as you can see, it's saved on the FTP folder somewhere. So there we go. I can just manually navigate to the FTP folder and find this order here and just access it without credentials. So also not good. Again, insecure direct object reference. Even though the ID is mixed up and it's hard to guess, you can just go to the FTP folder and get this PDF. So of course, not all of this stuff is stuff that you're going to get in production. This is a practice app. I did a little bit about of this app, but not a whole lot. This PDF I haven't been able to do. I've done the reflected Crosssite scripting, some admin stuff, some scoreboard stuff, not a whole lot, but I've been able to do some things, yes. Now, one thing I was checking was my payment options, see if we can do anything strange with this. So we'll add in some stuff here. The card number has to be valid. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So we have our 16 number card. Now let's see if we can do anything. We just made our posts. I wonder if we can do our get. Apparently not, but maybe we can delete them. So there we go. Let's try insecure direct object reference on the cards. Maybe there's a delete option, but I want to test the get first as well. So get 7 is not going to exist anymore. Get 6. So no, that's not possible. The get, maybe I can do a delete on the 6. Also not possible. So no insecure direct object reference on cards. Alright, let's try our next victim, the digital wallet. As you can see, we have a balance in here. Let's put some money on there. I need a credit card first to put the money on there. So let's install my credit card again, put an expiry on there. There we go. So we'll use this payment option to put some balance on my wallet, and what I'm going to do is go back to my proxy and see if I can manipulate it. Let's see, send this to the repeater. Balance. Let's add an extra 1. Okay, so wow. You can just add balance to your wallet. I don't see any reference here to the credit card, so as far as I'm aware, I just added balance to my wallet without paying for it. So that's also, of course, not good. Broken access control to the max. Hey Mosh Official, how are you doing? The slash scoreboard, thanks man. I forgot about that one. Of course, I need to put my URL correctly. No, it's not the slash scoreboard. Maybe I did something wrong. There we go. Of course, you have to have the hashtag in there. So, was it this for the admin? No, administrator maybe? I've been able to just guess this admin URL. Oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to log into the admin URL because I'm on my test user. So let's try that later on when we're back on the admin URL. So yeah, as you can see, I did a few challenges already. Admin registration, improper input validation. So let's see if we register an account, what happens. Go back to the ferret shop. There we go, log out, and let's register a new account. Not yet a customer. Test2 test. There we go, use the same as password just to keep it simple, and also as the security question. And now let's see what this request has done. So there we go. It made a post to users, security question, password repeat. What was the response? Maybe we can just send this request to the repeater. Now what I want to do is I want to just add this role field there, and I want to see if the input is validated. So I'm going to go back to my repeater, going to add the role field in here, and I'm going to make it an administrator. Let's see what happens, shall we? So let's make test3 account, and we created it as a role admin. Yeah, boy. So let's log in, test3 at test.test, and the password was test2. Gotta get the right password, of course. There we go, log in. Yeah, boy, we made an administrator account. Nice. Alright, so that's improper input validation, but it didn't, I don't think it's counted. I don't think it registered as administrator. Maybe I need to write full, oh no, it did, so that's excellent. We set the password of somebody else's account with the original answer to the security question. I would need to get the security question answer first, I think. Hey Mohammed, nice having you, man. Thanks. I'm going to post a link again. You guys can hack along if you want. This is an open instance, so everybody can try and hack this website. Feel free to join me. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is maybe try get a CAPTCHA bypass. Change the name of a user by performing a cross-site request forgery from another origin. We can do that, change the name of a user. So let's go back to the account. Let's go to the account details. Username. So let's set a username. There we go. Now let's look at the request and the proxy in the HTTP history again. Now this is our request that we need, and as you can see, there's no anti-CSRF token. So that's good news for us. What I'm going to do is go right click on this request, go to my engagement tools, and I'm going to generate a CSRF POC. Now I want to test this, of course, in my browser. What it's going to do is generate a URL for me. Going to copy that URL, and then I'm just going to navigate to this specific URL and submit my request. Now there's an application error. This probably happens because CSRF on Heroku is not possible. There might be some things preventing it. I'm going to need to check the logs for that. But that's how I would test for CSRF on usernames. Anything else we can check? Changed vendor's password without using SQL injection or forgot password. Exfiltrate the entire database scheme definition via SQL injection. This could be a nice possibility. Obtain a deluxe membership without paying for it. We already made a request. Let's see if we can find anything about deluxe memberships. There are deluxe tokens, so I'm assuming I need to get a token for that. There's a database scheme, deluxe fraud, the email leaks. Post some feedback in another user's name. Oh, I thought we did this already. Let's do it again, shall we? Real quickly. So we're going to post some feedback, write a review, submit it, go back to the proxy, get to put here, send to repeater, and we're going to just do this. There we go. That should have solved that issue. Now the next one that we can find is maybe GB login with Chris's erased user account. So you can erase user account and you can log in again as that erased user account. That's interesting. I don't see something to erase user accounts directly, so we'll have to find Chris's account. That's something we'll have to do first, of course. Log in with Bender's account, log in with Jim's account. Put an additional product in another user's shopping basket. I thought we've already done this before, but apparently I was wrong. Place an order that makes you rich. We've already done that as well. Oh no, we didn't. We've been placing our order with no money in our pocket, but we can maybe reverse the prices. So let's see here. Let's put this in our basket. So we're going to try something else now. Let's go for the checkout. I want to put on my intercept right now. I want to try a few things. So when I intercept this, first of all, I'm going to get the addresses, of course. Let's get this straightforward. Going to need to add a new address as well. There we go, city, state. Going to forward this request as well. I'm not interested in these. Not interested in this either. I want to know my final price. That's what I'm interested in. So I'm going to forward this a little bit more. 1 day delivery, continue. Now here I think I want to be. So let's enable this button real quick like we did before. That way we don't have to have actual money in our pouch to pay. By removing this disabled element, there we go. We can pay using this. Now I want to intercept my requests, see what's happening. Alright, get the addresses, get the basket. Now I want to place my order. There we go. And there is no specific, so there's some coupon data in here, and this is base 64 encoded. What I'm going to do is check what this says. Decode. There's an issue with CSRF where modern browsers do not send the cookies because of the lax policy. Ah, yeah, that's right. I remember something similar. That's correct, man. Now, as you can see, our vulnerability scanner Nikto has found something weird. Sometimes you'll get something that's not correct. Of course, we need to put our intercept off. Sometimes you'll also get false positives, but we'll try it anyway just to be sure. And as expected, nothing really interesting in here. Alright, let's base 64 decode what we just found. Ah crap, I already let it go through. Let's go back to the history then. Get post, here we go. Our post request to the checkout, it contained a coupon code in base 64 encoded. So let's see what this says. Maybe we can manipulate the value. Null. Of course. Alright, I was thinking maybe we could manipulate the value and add some coupons there, but not possible. Now I'm going to go back to one of these requests real quick. Get the basket, get the addresses, get the deliveries. I was looking for a price in here. Maybe if I can manipulate the price to be negative, they can send me money instead of I send them money. It's always worth trying, right? Alright, so that's not really going to work. Now what I want to try as well. Ah yeah, that's true, I completely forgot about that, man. There's a, let me see real quick, decoder here. I can just paste it in here, decode as base 64. There we go. I keep forgetting about this decoder tab, but now you guys know as well, you can decode anything in here. Thanks for that tip, man. Thanks, Pavel. Real good tip, man. Alright, let's see what else we have. We'll try one more thing and then we'll end the stream. Upload a file larger than 100 kilobytes. Upload a file that has no PDF or zip extension. We can try that as well. Let's see. Go back to the shop. Now I was able to upload some things in here. So file upload. There we go. Let's see if we can upload this PNG file. Yeah, because it's a picture, of course we can. Oh, file too large, excellent. So we need to maybe upload a file that's more than 100 kilobytes. Let's see if we can do that by just changing send to repeater here, by just changing the content length. Image form data. No, that's not going to happen. No clue, going to have to look that up. There are, of course, file upload, filter bypass, size, file upload restrictions bypass. Let's see what kind of validation we have. You have, of course, client-side filters, but this is not the case. This is going to be a server-side filters. Content type validation. I don't think this is going to be a content type. This is going to be it. So sorry, your file is too large. By simple upload a file with version. Okay, yeah. So that's not. I'm not sure what exactly they expect of me here. I'm going to end the stream here. I would like to thank you guys very much for watching. I really had a good time. I'm going to, of course, do this again. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for coming, guys. I'll see you later.